So welcome back to Building the Chippewas in College Football 25 Dynasty. We are going to head over and look at the 2028 Central Michigan Chippewas, because I noticed something last night. Now, I had already thought of starting our true freshman Leon Kearns at quarterback here this year, because the difference between the redshirt junior and the redshirt sophomore that are ahead of him in overall really isn't that big to the point that I wouldn't do it. But I also noticed his deal breaker, and it's playing time. So we need to make sure he plays enough to the point that we don't lose yet another 4-star recruit of ours, because that has happened just about every time we've gotten one. Every time I get excited about a player, they transfer after one season. You go back to Darius Taylor, the Minnesota transfer that we got. He was out after 1 year. We signed a 4-star recruit in Jose Ortega. He left after 1 year, both at the running back position. Now, we haven't had any quarterback transfers as of yet, but I'd really like to avoid that, especially with our first 4-star quarterback. Moving down the roster, we're not as screwed at halfback as I thought. We knew that after last night. Brock Townsend's going to get us by for a season. Channing Kozar is actually better than I thought he would be. I don't remember what his dev trait was. He was actually impact, so that's good news. But we're going to want to definitely focus on recruiting a running back this year. Set our sights on a couple of different 4-stars, because this is going to be a big position of need. As I'm just now seeing, we're back to the same prestige rating in the stars as we were when we started. 1.5. We got it up to 2.5 after 1 year when we went 10-2, won the MAC championship, won a bowl game. Then it's kind of fallen off the rails here in the years since. Made a bowl game the first 2 years, missed a bowl game by a game the last 2. Fullback, I mean, we're kind of stacked in terms of fullbacks. We got a whole bunch of guys on the roster, including freshman Steven Tull. He's going to be taking the load on after this year, you would presume, with Benedict and McAllister both being seniors. Receivers, well, it could be worse. Actually pretty excited about Stephon Post. If we are able to play a game with this year's Central Michigan Chippewas, really going to be excited to use that 95 speed. Tight ends, redshirt junior Enrique Beckham, our year 1 recruit, I think. He's going to be carrying the load. After that, it really falls off. We got a true freshman in Anthony Kuti in the second-string tight end role, which is not great, but hopefully we won't have to use him too much. The offensive line is kind of all over the place. We got a bunch of right tackles that we really should have moved over to the left side. However, oh, well, hold on. Breaking Tigers news, and it's not the Tigers news I thought it was going to be. Rangers finalizing a deal to require reliever Andrew Chafin. We are going to be so ass the rest of the season in Tigers franchise. But anyway, moving on. Jack Flaherty remains a Tiger for the moment. But we move on to the defense. And left defensive end and really right defensive end, it's a big weakness. We only have 4 on the roster. But the good news is that we have a bunch of defensive tackles. Most of them are fairly solid for CMU. Hopefully they can find their way into the roster and probably play, honestly, at backup defensive end, because we just don't have anybody. But we're set at starting defensive tackle with Antoine Jr. and Julius Barnett. So any of these other guys, they can play defensive end if we need them to. Linebackers, Lester Bullock's up to a 78 overall. He's only a redshirt sophomore, so if he sticks around, that could be a big key to our defense. And Sam Warrior, 4-star middle linebacker. Now, he was normal development, I do believe. No, he was impact. That's good. If you're going to wear the crop top jersey, you better be impact at the very least. So that's good news. Backups, not great, but the good news is we got a whole bunch of right outside linebackers, left outside linebackers that can fill that hole. Redshirt senior Rashard Blake at right outside linebacker. Jahid Lassane, redshirt senior as well. We're going to want to focus on linebackers yet again. And I didn't realize just how few corners we have. We're going to have to bring in a bunch of corners in this year's class. Probably settle on some 3 stars, maybe shoot our shot at a couple 4 stars. But 4-star corners is a position that we just haven't been able to recruit them in at yet. Safety, I mean, we're fairly set. Outside of strong safety, I didn't realize we only had one, and it's the guy that's in the incoming class. So that's not great. But we got 4 kickers. We got 4 kickers. Redshirt sophomore Eric Ayu going to be handling those duties. Jeremiah Lichtensteiger going to be the punter here for the 2028 CMU season. So I've already made the changes in the depth chart. Hopefully it saved last night, and it did. Leon Kearns is going to be the starting quarterback over our year 1 guy, redshirt junior Jalen Kegler. And I was really excited to use Kegler. He does have better speed, but 91 throw power, 84 accuracy. The mid accuracy kind of stinks, but his deep accuracy is best on roster. So we're just going to have to roll with it and hope for the best. And I don't know. I just think that we have to play him, because if we don't play him, that deal breaker is going to activate and he's going to be gone. So now to set up our prospect list, and I'm going to start with cornerback. Let's see who's recommended here. We do have an in-state guy in Babineau, 3-star, only 5th on his board right now. Hopefully we can change that. And now we do have an offensive coordinator as well who has his pipeline set to Michigan too, so hopefully that helps out. We're also going to add Slade McMorris. What a name that is. And then, let's go out of state with KC Latimer. And there's no recommended for... Oh, actually, yes, there is. There is a recommended 4-star. Connor Gibbs. Miami, Florida. Dealbreaker's playing time. We will be able to give him plenty of that. So we're going to target him as well. Now, quarterback is listed as a need. I'm not really treating it like one, but it's never going to hurt to bring guys in. So, not really sure who we're going to want to go after. You know, we haven't had a lot of success with getting field generals on this team. DeAndre Bohannon seems like a fairly solid guy to add to the board. Running backs, definitely going to be a key part of our recruiting cycle this time, because we just keep losing them. We get good players in here, and then they're gone. Heath Kimball's a 2-star. Ugh. In terms of the recommended, it's not great. There's only one in-state 3-star that I'm seeing at the moment. I think there might only be one in-state guy at all. In Terrence Keys. Well, we better add him to the board. We also have... There's another Keys. Except, wait, it's spelled different. Well, that's going to get confusing. We're going to avoid that. Jerez Book, 2-star. Yeah, we don't need that. Joshua Jasper, Junior Gupta. Don't think that name fits the face, but all right. Well, let's go into 4-star prospects and see who's even going to talk to us. Marco Jones out of Atlanta. All right, add him to the board. As well as... Dude, this guy's name is Chip. He's perfect for us. Power back. Not exactly what I'm really after. But hey, it could help out. Don't really need to recruit any fullbacks this year. There's not many in recommended anyway. No in-state guys. And unless there's a guy at like 260 pounds, which I just don't think the game generates, we're going to leave that alone. Receivers we obviously should target. Now, we're already first here on Emmanuel Labinjo? I have no idea. That's interesting. I'm going to stay away from the guys whose names I can't pronounce. Titus Donaldson, another 2-star. Hugh Monty. Tim Minnis, Eric Longo, Keelan Cockrell, Elias De La Rosa. We're definitely going to want to focus on some 3-star guys. Terrence Wing. It's out of Florida. But we've actually had a lot of success recruiting out of state, so hopefully we can do that here again. Let's add another 3-star. Keelan Cockrell. Yes, I get it. Haha, Cockrell. Tight ends. We are going to want to recruit tight ends this year. Probably a 3-star that we're going to try and get early, and then also a 4-star. We're already up to 10 targets, though, so we got to keep that in mind. And this team is going to have a good chunk of needs, so we're going to have to do this well. Let's start out with the 4-star. Figure out who the hell's even going to talk to us. Angel Jean-Pierre, Zach Lewis, Steven Gums, David Mayer, and Greg Selvia. Well, I like going after Jean-Pierre, even though that's going to be some stiff competition. We'll see how that goes. And then we go 3-star prospects. This is where we're going to add a couple. Addison Williams is in Indiana. There's no deal breaker or anything from the looks of it. So it's close enough to the point that I think we're going to have a chance here. Raymond Sexton. Matthew Sermon. Another guy from Indiana. You know what? Let's go after some Indiana tight ends. Now, offensive tackle is listed as a need. We got a bunch on the right side. I think only one on the left. So, if we could just get some 3-star left tackles here on our board, that's certainly going to help out the cause. Offensive guard, of course, it's listed as a need. Nobody really close here that I'm seeing. Now, we got one from Wisconsin. A 3-star from Ohio. 3-star from Indiana, Rashad Klutz. Too good a name to pass up. Centers, I doubt, is listed as a need, and it's not. We've got a bunch. Now, defensive end is going to be listed as a need with only 4 on the roster, so we're going to want to add a good chunk of these guys as well. Bob Vick. Wow. Richard Dunbar. Let's go Dunbar. A lot of Georgia targets here this time around. Jamal Killings out of Iowa. That should be a decent chance for us. We meet his deal breaker for proximity to home, so that's good news. And then we're going to add another one. Terry Fong. Oh, hey, I didn't even realize this. Connor Colombo, athlete. Out of Michigan as well. We're already on his board, so that's a good start. Once we offer him, we should shoot right on up there. Defensive tackle, we have a bunch. No reason to target any of them. Oh, God, I was really hoping his name was going to be Richard Childress. It's Robert Childress. But you know what? We'll add him as well. Terrence Spear, great name for a linebacker. Middle linebackers, we got a Cushenberry. Outstanding. Athlete out of Texas. That's going to be tough, I think, but we'll add him in here. Connor Sprinkle. Oh, yes. Oh, no. Hakeem Awesome. Fuck yeah. Dude, if I miss out on Hakeem Awesome, I'm going to be so sad. So sad. We already took care of corners, at least for the 3-stars. I don't think we tried to add a 4-star. That guy's got a deal breaker. And then Fasano down here on the bottom. Oh, he's from Illinois. Roger Fasano. Sure. Works for me. We're at 28 targets. We haven't even touched safety yet. So we better hold off. 4-stars. Now, I think it was strong safety that was the position that was real bad. We're not really great at free safety either. Ooh. Not a single 4-star strong safety is going to talk to us. Well, that's a little bit of a kick in the nuts early on, but at least it happens early on and we don't even get any sort of false hope. So we go into the 3-stars then. James McLeod out of Indiana. I like it. Pennsylvania is certainly a chance. Oh, there's another Childress. Chad Childress. 3-star out of Ohio. So we're going to add him to the board. Then go back to free safety. We have 5 targets to work with. So we're in a good spot right now. Let's go with Bo Bridges. What a name. Frank, hey, we got a Reed playing safety. Sounds like a guy I want. And his current top school is Rice. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing when it comes to us, but We're going to add him to the board. And then one more. Not sure who it's going to be yet. Stevie Cleveland. Yet he doesn't live in Ohio. Stevie Cleveland. Welcome to our recruiting board. Alright, so here in this first week, the only thing we're going to be able to do is offer scholarships. So I'm going to do that, and then we will regroup after. Okay, so 400 hours to spend. The very first thing we are doing... Offer from Mississippi State. Very first thing we are doing is getting action in on Hakeem Awesome, because I really can't afford to miss out on yet another name. We got locked out on Frank Reed and Chad Childress. We didn't make their top 8. So a little bit of a blow, especially at the safety position, but we do still have a couple. And now we're going to want to focus specifically right now on the 4-star talent. We've got to be able to make their top 8 to even have much of a chance. So Marco Jones is going to get the 35-hour treatment, as is Chip Sims. Tight end, Angel Jean-Pierre. And then there's... Oh, we actually got locked out on Rashard Klutz, too, but that's an offensive guard. That is what it is. Alright, so the 4 stars are already taken care of, it does appear. So now let's see what we can do and who we need to do anything with. Now, we're actually in fairly good shape when it comes to Marquise Babineau on at least making his top 5, making his top 3. We have more competition with Michigan State, so we're going to want to do something to get on top of them. We'll spend some hours on him. We're already getting down there. Ooh. Offer from Michigan State for 3-star corner, Slade Mick Morris. But we're in good shape when it comes to him. Latimer, we're not in his top 8 right now, so we're going to want to spend those hours. Down to 155. Bohannon, same deal. Now, we're probably going to miss out on players doing this. Okay, we're actually going to be set right now for Terrence Keys. We can move right along. Already spent hours on those 4 stars. Terrence Wing, a receiver. Definitely going to want to get some of that going. And then Cockrell, same thing. We're not going to get this to do this to 2 more players, so we're going to want to do this very, very carefully. Addison Williams was the tight end, but Jean-Pierre was the guy we were trying to get in the top 8 on the 4-star tight end. There's going to be plenty of other 3-star tight ends out there, so if we miss out on Addison Williams and Jean-Pierre, going to be okay. Matthew Sermon, an athlete. I don't know. Who needs this the most? I mean, I don't like the competition there, but... somebody with an offer already. Ben Kopp has an offer from Cincinnati. Offer from Northern Illinois. Dunbar's got an offer from Georgia Tech. We're going to go here, because we really need some defensive ends in this class. Only got 15 hours left to spend, so we're going to get it in on probably some guy that's already interested in us. Like a Slade McMorris. Oh, God. No, we didn't. We did not win. 21-6 loss to Charlotte. I wasn't really sure of what Charlotte was going to be. Really, any of the teams that we scheduled in non-conference. We've got a little bit of a wonky non-conference schedule mixed in with some MAC play. Non-conference next week after the bye against East Carolina, FCS Northwest, and then Coastal Carolina in Week 7. But an 0-1 start and not looking good to Charlotte ain't good. So we can finally recruit, but we only have 35 hours, and Babineau, in the meantime, has committed to Michigan State, so that's not good. But he's a 3-star corner. We can find another one. We actually already have 2 sitting here. We're going to want to add another, I think, right now. Don't want to lose ground here early. Kind of get our class a little bit more taken care of earlier than we have been doing. Now, these are just the recommended guys. Let's just go into 3-star prospects. Oh, look, there's a Goff. Devontae Goff. Vinny Westbrook. Ashburn, Virginia. We'll target him. Head down, offer him a scholarship so we can start making some progress there. And he's actually pretty close to naming his top 8 with an offer from Rutgers. So we're going to have to spend 30 points on him right now. And that's unfortunately going to have to be it. Now, how are we on Hakeem Awesome? That is what I like to see. We are far and away blowing out any competition there, to the point that we could get a commit from Hakeem fairly quickly. Man, I scheduled what I thought was gonna. I thought this was gonna be an easy non-conference. It's the easiest non-conference we've scheduled ourselves, and we are getting hammered. The defense, the offense, nothing's going right for CMU. Now we start MAC play in a night game. Now, Northern Illinois is also 0-2. No idea who they played, but we actually haven't done anything on Sprinkle. I don't think 5 hours is going to be enough to even crack his top 8. Something tells me we're getting locked out. But hey, the good news, the first bit of good news here in 2028 is that the Central Michigan Chippewas have won a game by 8 over MAC opponent Northern Illinois. So we start MAC play 1-0. Really rough non-conference, but, I mean, look at what we got going on here. Charlotte's undefeated, and East Carolina's 3-1. So, apparently they were good teams. I just didn't realize. Now we got FCS Northwest. First time we've matched up with them. And having matched up with FCS Midwest in a game we played and barely eked out a win, and losing to FCS Southeast last year, my hopes aren't very high. Oh, 105 hours is definitely what I needed to see. Slade McMorris. We have lost so many corners to Michigan State. We're going to have to do what we can here to try and get something going. A soft sell could work here. Sell him on proximity to home, but Michigan State can just do that too. Spend a bunch of hours on Slade. And now we got to go get some guys that we ain't got a shot at. Connor Gibbs there. Some players that that's another 4-star to NC State. God damn. Oh, wow. Jean-Pierre already to Alabama. You knew trying to recruit down there was going to be tough, especially with 4 stars. That didn't go very well at all. Locked out once again on fucking Colombo. Michigan State is just a nuisance. Now we're leading on Hakeem Awesome. The only chance we have at maxing out his hours that we can spend on him is swaying him. Now the grades aren't very good, but it's pretty much our only chance. Now he's in his top 5, and he has a visit scheduled with Mississippi State. I'm really hoping we can get a commit out of him before that happens. 30 hours left to spend. We're locked out on Fasano. Something tells me, I mean, he's got offers from Michigan, Wisconsin. He ain't coming here. Barely in the top 5 on McLeod without spending any hours. 2nd on Bo Bridges. 4th on Stevie Cleveland. I thought he locked us out. And then where are we on Westbrook? We actually lead. So who are we lowest on? I'm thinking either McLeod. Let's spend 30 hours. Well, the best we can. Yeah, 30 hours on Robert Childress here. Well, it's not the most convincing win over FCS Northwest, but it is a win. And you know what they say, a win is indeed a win. 35-16, it's a whole lot better than losing to an FCS opponent. We're spending a lot of effort in on Hakeem Awesome, but there's nothing else I can do. We've spent the maximum amount of points, and he's probably going to commit to Mississippi State next week. Oh, shit. Well, we got to turn our focus elsewhere. We're leading on a bunch of these guys. Locked out on McMorris, but leading on Latimer and Bohannon and Keys and Jones. And that's a bit of a surprise because he was a 4-star. We can get a 4-star running back commit if we just try and sway him here, I think. It's not the greatest sell in the world, but we should be able to get him and hopefully get our first recruit of the year. Pretty close on Terrence Wing. Good on Cockrell. Good on Williams. Behind on Ben Kopp, but we haven't spent any points on him yet. Let's just spend, we can't spend, shit. You know, I hate doing it, but gotta use up our hours. Well, that's a little bit of a surprise. I didn't think we were gonna get DeAndre Bohannon this week, but it is a 3-star quarterback. I think that was the field general. So, hey, that's good. We also get 4-star running back Marco Jones. Now, the only problem is we have a tough time holding on to 4-star running backs, but getting a 4-star out of Atlanta is pretty big, and especially this early in the season. So we actually never checked our scores after the Miami game. I didn't even realize we lost. A 14-10 close loss, and then we lose to Coastal Carolina to drop to 2-4. 1-1 in MAC play, though, and it's MAC play from here on out. So, let's see. Kent State's kind of down on the same spot that we are. So is Buffalo. Travis Wood, thank you for the follow. And so is Eastern. So we're going to have to eke out a win against Bowling Green, Ball State, or 6-0 Akron to get to bowl eligibility and not stumble somewhere along the way against these other teams with similar records. Now, you can be damn sure that Hakeem Awesome is not coming off my board just in case he is one of those ones that is going to decommit. We're actually getting somewhere on Ben Kopp just behind Cincinnati. He hasn't named his top 5, top 3, anything yet. Now, we can't sway him, though, so we're going to wait on that. Wait till we're in a better spot. Leading on Crook, he's got offers from Stanford and SMU. Haven't spent any points on him, and we actually have the most hours that we've had in quite some time. So, we can do that fairly easily. Duke Ware. I mean, we're leading, but we don't want to take many chances. Cameron Blau might be a losing battle, but we're going to try. Already down to 60 hours. Could probably get a commit out of Richard Dunbar here. We can sway him. Did I miss? There we go. Hopefully he really likes being somewhat close to home, even though he's not. Jamal Killings. If we want to get him on board, we're going to have to try and do something. We only have 5 hours left to spend. That's going to have to be it. All right, well, we found an answer to part of our problem. We're pretty weak at cornerback right now. 3-star cornerback Casey Latimer from Florida. So, once again, the out-of-state guys coming to Central Michigan. A little bit of a surprise. We stink at in-state recruiting. But we're getting the guys from the South, oddly enough. We also get Richard Dunbar. That one we expected. That's good news. That is a win that CMU needed. We do have a winning record in MAC play, 2-1. Over Kent State, who does drop to 0-4 in MAC play. Now Buffalo, who's 1-3. Now, is Lamar Chocolatey still here? There he is. In his senior season out of Farmington Hills, Michigan, playing for Buffalo. 82 speed, 78 overall, Lamar Chocolatey. He did not turn into a great player. We didn't expect him to. Remember, this guy was the 1-star we were after in year 1. Missed out. We miss out on all the coolest names. We actually haven't done anything on Terrence Keys. We got a 4-star commit, but we're so weak at the running back position right now. We're going to need to add more. Where else? Could get a commit out of Terrence Wing if we wanted to try and sway him. I mean, that's, once again, grades aren't great, but got to try something. Keelan Cockrell, not much pressure. Not much pressure on Addison Williams or Matthew Sermon. We did jump Cincinnati on Ben Kopp. That's good. Leading on Kevin Crook. Leading on Duke Ware. Leading on Blau. Behind on Jamal Killings. That's probably going to be a losing battle. Terrence Spear, rather. Haven't spent any hours on him. We're going to spend the 35 and try and jump Michigan State here. Terrence Wing, 3-star wide receiver, again out of Florida. Once again, the out-of-state commits coming to the Central Michigan Chippewas. He's on. And we also get the other receiver, Keelan Cockrell. So 2 receivers right now in the incoming class. Well, look at that. That is our best win of the season. And guarantees that the CMU Chippewas have a 2-0 record over Lamar Chocolatey. He really should have came here. Could have been a difference maker. But hey, CMU is 4-4 with 4 games remaining. Bowling Green, Ball State, Akron, and Eastern Michigan. Akron is still undefeated. How they're not ranked, I really don't know. They must be playing fucking nobodies. Ball State is already bowl eligible. It's 6-3. This is a road game. It's not looking all that good. We just need to win 2 of these 4. And we're going bowling for the first time in 2 seasons. 135 hours to spend. We have not been in the prospect list much lately. We want to go towards 3 stars. Just any 3 stars that will still talk to us. Now, this guy's got an offer from Michigan State, even though he's from Texas. Gonna be some tough competition. Junior college junior. Ew. Not sure if I want to go about that, but we need our options right now. We got another safety, Frederick Hillis. Another guy from the South, and we've had a lot of success there. A corner, 3-star corner out of The Woodlands, Texas. Interesting. Unfamiliar. Wait, what were the positions on these guys? There's another safety. Let's try that. We just meet his deal breaker. Raymond Sexton was a tight end from Houston, Texas. Not much going on there. Add him to the board. Well, we addressed a lot of positions of need by putting these guys on the board. Hopefully we can land a couple of them. Lord knows the way it's going. It won't be many, but we'll see what we can do. Now, we can get some action in on some of these guys right away, and I think the smart thing to do would be to focus on Geraldo because he's got the interest from Michigan State. So we can just automatically jump ourselves pretty much at least into 2nd place on him. There's not a ton of pressure on Hillis. I'd rather go towards McCray because he's getting close to naming his top 8 or lower. 40 hours left. Hillis is ranked just a little bit higher at his position. So we'll go do that. And then we have 5 leftover hours we're going to spend on Zach Cantwell. Oh, man. Now, this is an expected loss. But to be that fucking close, that really hurts. We're 3-2 in MAC play. We've got Ball State coming up, who's also 3-2 in MAC play. It's a home game for us. Akron is now ranked. We kind of expected that. They are undefeated, 9-0. And then we've got Eastern. Gotta win one of these 2 games. Eastern, at least at current trajectory, should be a fairly easy game to win. Well, nothing's really happening on Slade McMorris. We got some 3-star corners that we had our eye on. We actually got a commit from one of them already, so that's good. We got jumped on Terrence Keys here. We only have 60 hours this week. Now, running back is not a massive need for us right now, so maybe this isn't the smartest use of points, but we're going to do it just to try and do something. Addison Williams, we're leading, but only slightly. This is a tight end that we haven't messed around with really at all. We only have 30 hours, so math ain't going to add up at the end, but try something. Well, with 2 games remaining in the season, we eked out a 4-point win over Ball State to improve to 5-5. We do have 10-0, number 21 in the country, Akron, to play on the road upcoming now. But Eastern Michigan is 2-8. We are looking very good for bowl eligibility, even if we lose this week, which I fully expect to. However, we do have to remember that CMU did pull off an upset against Miami of Ohio last season. We'll see if we can do it again. All right, so we just got locked out on a bunch. Ben Kopp to Notre Dame. Blau to Wisconsin. Jamal Killings to Iowa State. Terrence Spear, kind of felt that coming, to Michigan State. I'm still keeping Hakeem Awesome on the board. I don't care. Stevie Cleveland, Vinny Westbrook, and Cantwell, we didn't even make the top 8. So we're only down to 22 targets, so back to the prospect list we go. I don't think that there's going to be any open 4-star prospects. Oh, there actually is. Garrison Balaj. Erie, Pennsylvania. Ooh, he's got an offer from Penn State. That feels just like a losing battle, but we're going to add him to the board as a little bit of a Hail Mary type situation. I don't think anybody else is going to be open. Yeah, we're down into the committed guys. So back down to 3-star prospects. Kumar. I like it. Christian Durant. Wide receiver. He's very close to naming his top 8, though. I mean, obviously, we're going to want to focus on the 4-star here and try and get in on his at least top 5, top 3, something. Wait, we're 7th on his board already, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but hey, that's good news for us. Hopefully, we jump up, and I don't know if we're going to pass Penn State. I highly doubt it, but give it a go. His deal breaker is proximity to home, though, so he's probably going to go to Penn State, but we're trying. And then also on Nick Heaps, we're going to spend 35 points on him because he's closer to naming his top 8 than the other guys. Robert Childress, Darlington, South Carolina. We're doing it in the South again. Wow. A commitment we didn't even really spend a lot of time on this week, but he's on board anyway. And we didn't get locked out by anybody that week, so yeah, it's what we expected, but man, we were so close on some of these. You know, the 1-point loss to Bowling Green, 3-point loss to the number 19 team in the country, undefeated Akron, man. That's crazy. But we need this game against Eastern Michigan here. At 2-9 are the Eastern Michigan Eagles, aren't they? So very beatable, and we need to beat them in such a bad way. Only 55 hours here. I don't think outside of Hakeem Awesome, we don't have anybody out here that's locked us out yet, but we do want to spend some points on some guys that we haven't yet. So Raymond Sexton. Oh, God, we only got 20 hours. Kumar. He might not name his top 8 this next week. Dockett probably will. Oh, God, and we can't even really max him out, so we might be a little boned on Matthew Dockett here, but it's worth a shot. And then I guess we're going to spend 5 hours on Jalen Rashid. All right, well, some good news. Duke Ware, right tackle, commits to CMU. Oh, hell yeah. There we go. It's way closer than it should have been. But a 16-13 win to go 6-6 and become bowl eligible for the first time since year 2. Thank the heavens. Well, 205 hours. Keys goes to Louisville. We got locked out by a bunch here in this last week. Addison Williams, the tight end. Matthew Sermon, the athlete. I think he was also a tight end. Kevin Crook goes to Stanford. That was expected. You know, this whole time, we haven't even done anything on the 3-star athlete in Taylor Cushenberry, and that was a defensive end. That was a position of need. So, definitely going to get some hours in on him. Connor Sprinkle. I think if we just spend a good chunk of hours, we might get him here. We'll see. If ever there was a recruit that was going to decommit, please let it be Hakeem Awesome, because we're the only other offer. Please. Please. Now, Vernon Breida here, probably a losing battle. Unless we just flat out send the house. Which I might just do. Everything. Spend the max hours we can. McLeod, no. Geraldo, no. Bo Bridges. Yep, we'll spend some points on him. Oh, God. We're in a top 3 with Georgia Tech and fucking Ohio State. How the hell has that happened? We ain't winning that battle. Haven't done anything on Kumar yet, and there's really just been no progress, so not a lot of interest here, but hey, everyone else's goof up will be our gain. And then when it comes to docket, we'll do... Ooh. Oh no, we're out of hours. That's it. We can't do any more. Well, we're only down to 20 targets, and a couple of them have gone elsewhere. Breida, McCray, and Heaps. All not possibilities, so we only have 17 on our board. We need more than that. We desperately do. Now, let's take a look at this buy position. Now, we didn't need a quarterback, but we got one. We're going to want at least one running back. I think we definitely need a couple guys in this class here. Offer from West Virginia. I want a guy that doesn't have an offer yet. Emilio Silva. Power back, though. An elusive back would be nice. Athlete Danny Chamberlain. I like that. I'm going to add some more tight ends in here. Good chunk. Oh, wait, no. He's already targeted. Tyler Amerson. Ralph Schilling. Cordell Temple, but that's a 2-star. Well, we got another tight end named Jean-Pierre. Throw something at him. Just go back to all those positions of need and just try and get something done. Add both of those 2-star defensive ends. Outside linebacker. Did I just see a 4-star? No, apparently all the 4-stars are committed. Was there not a 4-star in recommended? Who did I see? I don't know. Oh, yes! We have a Chocolatey on the board! Duran Chocolatey! Please! Come on! We need him bad! Sprinkle's already a target. All Lion... Yeah, I know. I haven't worn Lions gear much as of late. It's that off-season stuff. Let's add a couple more corners. Couple more safeties. Ooh, there is a 4-star. But that was the guy we've already tried to do work on. Kowalski. And there's nothing really that close to us on this list. We are going to get Bo Bridges and Frederick Hillis, though. That appears to be a given. So maybe we don't need to spend too much here. Oh. Oh, that's not good at all. Every 3-star strong safety is committed somewhere? Every 2-star? Yo, what? God damn. Alright, well, we're going to have to hope for the best on that. Maybe we add some more free safeties and move them over. I'll add a 2-star. And another 3. So we just added a whole ton of guys to our board. This is mostly going to be scholarships. However, you can be damn sure that Chocolatey is getting points thrown at him immediately. Lamar Chocolatey, he wanted to go to Buffalo. If this Chocolatey goes to Buffalo, I swear. 80 hours. Let's give him 30 of them. Tight end is another massive need. And then defensive end, we only have 10, but that's actually going to work out hopefully okay. We're going to put 10 in Hagen's there. All right, back to the commits. Taylor Cushenberry. Have we got a single in-state recruit this year? I don't know if we have. We've had a lot of success going out of state. Bo Bridges, 3-star safety. Frederick Hillis. So we getting a couple safeties in this class. Ooh, was really hoping for more, and oh no! Look at all those guys that locked us out. Well, we're back to quarterbacks winning the Heisman. 3,700 yards, 38 touchdowns, only 5 peaks. Words are hard, man. 5 interceptions for Tyreek Kindred Jr. out of North Carolina. Might be another junior at North Carolina here in a little bit. And the legend of Scott remains to be seen. And there it is. It is official. The CMU Chippewas are going bowling for the first time since year 2 in the 68 Ventures Bowl against UConn. Now, I don't know what UConn's been up to. They're an independent. So we're going to see. This might be a winnable bowl game, but you never know with us.